It was absolutely the biggest news to come out of the Marvel Legends panel today at San Diego Comic-Con. No HasLab for 2024. That's great news. My wallet appreciates it, and I am so happy they're listening to us. So the complaints about the Marvel Legends team not hearing us are going to be poof, vanished, gone, never to be heard from again. Not so fast. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. I'm going to do a full breakdown on the Marvel Legends, what we saw today. Some amazing reveals. Got Crystal, got Lockjaw, and we got Quicksilver. So I'm ecstatic. Even got some more bad guys. Good times. But I wanted to talk about this big news because, right away, we got the G.I. Joe classified series Rattler, HasLab, already funded 9,000 backers. It's probably at 10,000 by the time you're going to see this video. It's crazy. Congratulations to everybody who backed it, and we're getting a Rattler. But I thought this was so good because I have been doing the financial wallet gymnastics as we start off the Olympics tonight, trying to figure out, all right, I'm a G.I. Joe HasLab coming. What is going to be the Marvel Legends one? How am I going to maneuver this one too? I don't have to worry about that now. That's awesome news. Ryan during the panel said, listen, we've listened to you all, we've heard your feedback, and I really argue that they didn't quite understand what we were saying with the failure of the Engine of Vengeance HasLab. It wasn't that we didn't want those figures that were part of the tiers. It was just like, why are they connected with Ghost Rider? There are other ones that would make a whole lot more sense. That probably would have helped that HasLab get off the ground and running and funded, because it was kind of close until like people were like, nah, I don't want it. I'm done. I'm over it. But I think if they had stronger tier figures, it would have gone through. And then so we got the Giant Man, and then no figures, just some tiers, face plate, and an extra head. And then, we got 2/3 of the way to being fully funded. I'm happy. I got a Giant Man. That was a big win for me on that one. But this time they decided let's just change up the whole deal. Let's go. Let's not try to find another massive giant character. No Fing Fang Foom, no giant super scale watcher, no eternity, no celestials. Let's not do that. Instead, we're going to do what the Star Wars brand has been doing for a couple of years now. We're going to do a standalone figure through a certain pre-order window, and that's going to be it. You don't have to worry about, oh man, is it going to fund? Is it going to get all of these backers? It's basically a made to order deal. So get your pre-orders in when it comes up, but we're not going to have to go through all the stress, the drama, the, oh man, and there's so many great parts about them taking this approach. But let's take a look. This figure, it's Dragon Man, and the Dragon Man figure from the Fantastic Four Classics line was a really great figure. Probably scales a lot closer and a lot better with the Marvel Universe figures. I have him with my Marvel Legends figures because he just looks great. But now we finally get one that's better scaled to our Marvel Legends figures, and the detail on this guy is amazing. So you can see the wings; they've got the nice leathery texture, and I wonder if they use some of these from Nemesis Enforcer. Now that I look at them, we got the scales; those look really great. Look, couple little spikes there. It looks like maybe there's just some dragon hair on the forearms. All this scaling work is really solid. Dwight said that the tail is bendable, so that's awesome too. They've got that part factored in, because I know there were going to be some complaints about that if it wasn't all the normal articulation, including butterfly shoulders. That's great. That sculpt looks amazing. I think maybe he should be a little bit grayer, but whatever. That is hardly the biggest issue or an issue to worry about. This guy, he looks awesome. He also comes with a book and some glasses. So if you want to have him as part of the instruction team, one of the teachers for what is it? The Foundation Force, whatever it is. I stopped reading at that point when everybody's wearing their white and black costumes. Future Foundation, I think it is. Anyway, so you got him in this look. That's cool. So there's another option for people who like all the different incarnations. He is a villain in my eyes, so that's perfect. But yeah, let me see all the accessories. Got a swappable set of hands And he's not one that really needs a ton. But one thing that's not pictured that's great is he's going to have swappable wings, which means that he will not necessarily have this massive wingspan on your shelf. Hopefully, they'll be designed kind of like that Raptor figure from the G.I. Joe Classified series, where he can fold these wings in so he can tighten up that shelf presence because he's still going to look massive anyway. But I think if we can fold them into around this side and not such a far off way like the NECA gargoyle figures, he'll fit in better with the Fantastic Four display and look really awesome on the shelf. But another thing that was really cool, and let's go to this one other. No, this is all the photos of him, right? No, here you go. We got a scale shot. So here's what he looks like next to the Fantastic Four retro card, Reed Richards. So you can see he's gonna look tall and towering over him. I really wish they had shown him with the Thing, and that way we could have seen like what a bigger figure. I think maybe Thing comes up to maybe this very scientific display this high up on Reed Richards, so he'll still be shorter than Dragon Man, which is fine. That's exactly what we want. And so that's cool. I mean, he can actually probably hold Reed and Sue in either hand, and Johnny and Ben can go chasing after him. So that's really exciting, really fun to see. But I am digging how big he is next to a normal average size Marvel Legends figure. And here's one final shot. No pre-orders just yet, but here he is, mouth open. So that's cool. Articulated jaw action coming here. And just a fun looking figure. And I have argued for so long with these HasLabs that, there's a certain price point where it's like, okay, clearly this needs to be a HasLab. So if you're talking like a 250, maybe not even 250, like a $300 figure, then that goes into the HasLab category. But there are others where it's like, could just make this a Pulse exclusive and call it a day. What was really exciting here was that Jesse during the panel said, let us know if you guys want more. We definitely are going to want more because this is the avenue. And I think a lot of us have been clamoring for this after the Giant Man HasLab, where it's like all of them don't need to be 24 inches. We could settle for 18, 20-inch giant size figure, call it a day. This opens up the portal, the avenue of which we can finally get an Atlas. We can get a Goliath, a Clint Barton Goliath, Power Man, Black Goliath, every tall character who's not going to fit on shelves. We're not going to find him at GameStop, Target, or Walmart. Now we'll get him through Pulse without having to pay upwards of $200 for him. That's exciting. And the fact that they've actually opened this avenue to get larger scale figures that do not need different tier figures, that is so good, so great. I'm ecstatic about it. And so this is what I was talking about, like going through here over on Pulse right now. You can get this Star Wars Vintage Collection in one Starfighter from The Mandalorian for $131.99. And at this point, of course, is add to cart. You can get it right now. But there was a point where you could pre-order this thing. And as we all know, there's a pre-order situation on Pulse. You're always rolling the dice. Like, all right, you guys are saying it's going to ship in December. It might show up in August. I got to be prepared for it. But this is awesome for Dragon Man because we're not going to have to go, okay, I'm going to have to right away at the end of this funding window have that money ready to go. Now, let's say Dragon Man comes up for pre-order in August. We know we're going to get the figure. I mean, there's so many good parts to this. We're not going to have to wait years and years to get the figure. It's not going to be some 15-month delay. We get it. We get Dragon Man and we pay for him. So, they'll have it ready to ship out to us. And that is when we pay. There's no deal of paying months in advance for a figure that we're just going to be waiting on. It's a deal like how it should be, like everything really. With the Vamp, hey, I'm putting my pre-order in. Oh, it's ready to ship. Now you take the money. And I think that is such a great way for them to go with these non-HasLabs because it helps out our wallets tremendously as opposed to going, oh man, here's the 250 for this Dragon Man. And now, here you go. Now I'm hoping he's not anywhere close to 200, 250, whatever. 100 would be great, but maybe not. But I love the fact that now we're not going to have to put the money up front. We're going to put it out when it's in stock, just like it is for a $24.99 figure. Oh, it's coming. your order's being processed. Great. Take it now. Don't make me wait till this time next year before you send the figure that I paid for. So that's awesome. And here's another example of just how possible it is for them to do this kind of stuff. This is a HasLab price. The Vintage Collection Boba Fett Throne Room, 229. And same deal here. This is a pre-order. You can add it to cart now. I believe at some point it was part of the discount outlet section deals, or maybe it was just when they did their premium pulse sale. It was up there. So I think you could get it for something like 179. But this is awesome. And speaking of the pulse premium deals, if say they're well under their way with these and they've got like 4 or 5 of these kind of larger scale figures, maybe they will sneak over into a pulse premium deal and they'll feel confident that, all right, this one didn't work, but we can continue to do giant figures because they have sold in the past. So we really got to support and back this Dragon Man so they'll be incentivized to do more, especially with this kind of setup. So 229 is absolutely a price that they could carry and sell just fine on Pulse. As you see, it hasn't sold out. It's got 176 reviews, so even less than what it costs. But you can add it into your cart, and you'd love that option to be able to get Dragon Man. Oh man, I missed that window, but here he is on Pulse, and that's awesome. Hopefully that'll be the case with him too. And you can see Giant Man was 199. He's even cheaper than that Throne Room from Vintage Collection. So one, you could wait until it came in stock and pay for it. One, you've already spent that money, or they've already spent that money. So I love the idea now that no more, at least for this cycle. And it just opens up the avenue for them to do this with other characters. I think the Sentinel justified being a HasLab. Ditto, of course, for Galactus. Maybe the Engine of Vengeance would have succeeded if it wasn't HasLab and they just made it, dump the other figures, just do Robbie, do the Hell Charger, call it a day. Maybe that's a 250, 275 purchase. Would it have sold if they didn't need it to get up to what, close to 350? I think so. So maybe there's another avenue to possibly get a Robbie Rez back into the line later on down the road. But all those giants are on the table. Goliath, Clint Barton Goliath, Atlas, so many. And this is really exciting. And this provides another avenue for larger scale figures that don't justify or warrant a full-on HasLab deal, and they can't necessarily work as a deluxe. Opening this up changes so many things for the better for us as Marvel Legends collectors. And I think Hasbro is going to reap the benefits of this, going, well, shoot, we should have done this years ago. And they've got all the big giant characters, the colossal giants, out of the way. And you could argue Giant Man could have waited till this, but I'm fine because, he's Giant Man. So it could be the biggest superhero, and that's fine. Everybody else can be shorter. That's cool. I think this is a huge, major win for us, especially for people who have been complaining. We don't need these HasLabs. The Marvel Legends team is agreeing. They're saying, yeah, you're right. We don't need it because we can just go through Pulse. Set it up for 200 or cheaper. Now it's up to you to support it, to see if we're going to get more of them. So I'm stoked. I'm excited about this. Let me know in the comments what you think. And as always, I'll be back on a little bit later talking about all these Marvel Legend reveals. Thank you so much for watching. This episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.